Hello everyone, I wanted to share a safari story with you. As I mentioned in a podcast I did with Mike yesterday, this time at home in isolation and under lockdown obviously allows us to reflect and relive some of the moments that we had in previous years. I know for myself I've gone through a lot of photos and things, and it's just brought back some incredible memories. But I thought I'd share a safari experience with you that I had a couple of years ago when I was at Londolozi, still in my training days. Now, part of the training is that you do 7-day long walks. So what this means is that you take a rifle, backpack, food, water, a map with a specific route marked out that you've got to walk during that day. And some days are short, some days are very long. And also you leave at 6 in the morning and you're only allowed back at 6 at night. So you're out for 12 hours on your own. While you're walking, you're obviously making notes of the direction that you're walking, any prominent features that you may pass. So trees, at intersections, you're looking at road names, all of that kind of thing. And on my fourth day, which is probably one of my longest walks, I had to walk all the way to the southern boundary and back. So it is quite a trek. So I left early, obviously 6 o'clock in the morning, try to pace myself, get as far as I could as early as possible before it got too hot. And I actually spent a majority of the day walking. As I mentioned, it was quite a distance, southern boundary and back. I made good time, and on my way back I was close to the airstrip and not too far from the lodge, probably about a 30 or 40 minute walk. And it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I had a bit of time to kill. And I was walking up on one of the roads, and there was this nice big clearing with this big termite mound and a nice big tree on top of it. So I thought I'd go and rest on top of the termite mound, have some food, so eat my sandwich, have some water, and just relax for a bit and enjoy the late afternoon. There was also a little drainage line not too far from where I was, with a clearing on the other side. And on the other side was a nice big herd of elephants, about 30 or so of them. They were moving through the clearing, feeding. So I thought it was a perfect place just to sit, relax, enjoy my food, have a drink of water, and watch the elephants. So I had my sandwich, packed everything away, rifle was against the tree, took out my binoculars, and I lifted my knees up, and I was watching the elephants through my binoculars for a while, when suddenly I felt something touch my leg. So I took my hands away from my binoculars, I looked down, and I just saw this long body. And that's when I realized that it was a snake. So I didn't know which type of snake it was at the time, but I just realized it was a snake. And I started shivering, my body froze, started breathing rapidly, and I sat there dead still, or as still as I could. And the next thing, it slithered between my legs. And just from the shape of its head, I could tell it was a black mamba. Now, the shape of a black mamba's head is like a tombstone. And obviously, when I realized that, I got even more nervous and started shaking, trying to stay as still as possible. But my adrenaline was pumping through my body. So it sat between my legs, it moved towards my legs, it flicked out its tongue, picking up the scent, trying to work out what I was, moved its head to my body, flicked out its tongue, all my manly bits got sucked up inside. And I sat there watching the snake. And eventually, what seemed like a lifetime, which was probably only a couple of seconds, it then slithered between my legs and disappeared into the hole. And at this point, I got up, grabbed my rifle, grabbed my backpack, and I ran all the way back to camp. Now, this is probably quite a stupid thing, because your mind starts to play tricks on you. So, things like, has it bitten me? It hadn't bitten me, but has it bitten me? If it had, now I'm running, my adrenaline's pumping, the blood's flowing. So if it had bitten me, it's a matter of minutes before the venom gets pumped through my body, and I pass away, or all these thoughts are going through my head. And luckily for me, it didn't bite me. But on my run, I was thinking, I'm doing the wrong thing. I can't stop running though. I need to get back to camp. And then I got back to camp, and I was about half an hour early. So then I had to anxiously wait at the gate, feeling all this adrenaline and blood flowing through my body. And that's also obviously when I realized that, I was safe. I was close to camp. the snake hadn't bitten me, but all these things go through your mind, and especially being on your own, common sense goes out the window, and your mind just races with all these random thoughts. So yes, a close encounter for me. It could have panned out very, very differently. When I was watching the elephants, I could have thought it was a bug on my leg, tapped it, and that would have been the worst thing to do. It would have bitten me, and yeah, I wouldn't be here today. So obviously not my time. Very cool story to tell now. Wasn't so fun at the time. I've got a lot more stories similar to that with other encounters and animals that I'd like to share with you over the coming weeks. But yeah, that's one I wanted to share with you all today. Hope that you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Cheers.